guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers again. This is part 2 of my fix, really part 3 of this tractor, but part 2 of the fix. As you probably saw yesterday, I had a video that was like an hour and a half long, you know. It was by far my longest video. Well, I had one for about 50 minutes, but, you know, 124 is pretty good. Reason for that was that I did quite a lot of stuff on this to get this going, the repower project. And, well, you know, usually I just videotape the pertinent parts, the parts that I'm fixing, right? And then some of my subscribers would email me and say, well, how did you fix that? You know, you didn't show us how you fixed it. And I says, you want to watch that? You know, because I watch a lot of YouTube videos of other wrenchers, you know, that are doing it. The video's like 2 hours long just to take off a muffler, you know what I'm saying? They video the whole thing, even when he walks away to go eat, he leaves it on. So we're watching nothing for like half an hour, you know what I mean? Or he goes and walks his dog for 15 minutes and he's still, you know, so that part I'm going to cut out, you know, because it's completely waste of film, you know? Waste of time, too. You don't want to watch that crap, you know? It doesn't make for a good video, to be honest with you. But now I'm starting to, you know, see where you're at, you know? Because personally, for me, I want to see how you fixed it, too. That's the whole reason why I'm here, you know what I mean? So I'll, you know, leave it going for a while, you know? Anyway, I'm going to get you closer here. It's starting to rain, and I set this up so that I can do an oil change on this mother. So what I did here was here. Check this out. I put like a plastic thing there, like a reservoir, because you know I'm going to make a mess, right? And I put this oil catcher thing here, and at the same time, I jacked the left side up so it has an incline, and gravity will just hopefully pull down the Earl. So I've already somewhat loosened the bolt, and I should be able to hand turn it, and I'm going to try to get you closer here. Alright, that's pretty good. 5-to-1 odds I make a mess. So it's starting to rain a little bit, and I'll push this thing back in once I do the Earl change. I know this is not going to work. It never works. I always make a mess. But with this incline, maybe, you know, it'll be better. Here we go! Henry, get your hand out of the way. Sorry. See? Son of a... Why? Why is it such a pain? I mean, most of it's going in, but look, it's coming up over here too, so it's splattering. Well, I've got cardboard under here, so save the driveway a little. See, now you don't want to watch oil drip, do you? So it's pretty full, and that oil is really yucky, really bad. That was terrible. I mean, I guess it's less of a mess, but still pretty bad. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. So I'll wipe that area down. Looks pretty good. Tighten the bolt. I'm going to dispose of my Earl. Take a look at it and see how yucky it is. It's like sludge. This is really bad oil. I haven't seen this in a while. Hopefully this thing will run a little better now. Wow, all the way to the top. And this coffee thing is 1 quart. I don't know, this seems like a bigger container than 1 quart, you know? And I've got this 20-ounce container here. I don't think I'll make it. Get that aim. That's about half, so that's 10 ounces. So it had 1 quart and 10 ounces in it. There you go. Alright, I'm going to fill it with Earl. About 1 quart, 1.3, 1.2, something like that, you know. I ran out of Lucas oil, my favorite sponsor. I gave Pete Lombardi some, and this is a Walmart brand, SuperTech Conventional 5W30. It was $11.50, something like that, 5 quarts. I thought that was a pretty good deal. Earl. Oh, Earl. Getting Earl is like you just ran a marathon without anything to drink, and then you get like 3 ice cold bottles of Gatorade. You just chug them all down. That's what this feels like. Alright, let me check the levels. Gotta wait for it settles a little bit. Just looked at the camera and you guys weren't even seeing me pour it. Here. I just checked that it's at the add area, so I'm going to put another couple of ounces. What's up, Scott? There we go. My neighbors think I'm crazy, just talking to myself. Just let it settle a little bit. Little bit, like less than a millimeter above the full line. We're good. When it starts up again, a little bit will fill into different places and splash around. Level's good. It's a conservative number. So now that we got the oil change all worked out, I used the rag over there, and with the excess Earl, I went over it on the top cover there. You know, oil protects from the environment, and I mean from the effects of you know, wear. I mean, you know, it's a little sticky, but you know, looks much better. So look, as you guys know, the engine doesn't sound really that great. It sounds okay, but I think the carburetor needs adjusting, and I can't adjust the fuel air mixture screw because I broke it off. So I might, you know, replace that carburetor with the original, the Scott Keller carburetor, which is dirty, so I'd have to clean it. But that has a good fuel mixture screw, see? But so some of the subscribers were telling me, oh, like Pete Lombardi, adjust the valves! I said, I don't know, I didn't hear any clicking, and it starts fine. But it doesn't hurt to adjust the valves, right? So you know what? I'm going to adjust the valves. What do you think about that? So with the valve adjustment, all you need is a 3/8 and feeler gauges. Feeler? Feeler? I don't even know her. Never stopped it before. Sorry. I had to throw that in there. And I've got gasket maker. Should I need it? Depends on how I remove this. Sometimes you remove it perfectly, you don't need gasket maker. But if you rip it and tear it, whatever, the gasket sucks, then you have to. I'm going to pull this spark plug wire out because it's in the way. And, ooh, forgot. It's going to be some residual drippage of Earl. Not that it makes any difference, because this tractor is not exactly the cleanest tractor in the world, right? Ah, look at that. It was a perfect release. Look at that gasket. Completely intact. Perfect. Look at that yucky oil. Alright. Intake valve here. Nope. Intake is here. Exhaust is here. See? Pipe goes here into this hole. This is, top is exhaust. Bottom is intake. Intake is 4 thousandths, which I have right here. Just put it. Oh, you know what? Duh! I gotta put it the top dead center. How do you do that? Watch. I'm just gonna try doing it this way. Down. Down. Can't tell for sure this way. I'm gonna have to take the spark plug out and get a screwdriver. So I'm gonna take the spark plug out and stick a screwdriver in there, and then watch the valves as I turn the flywheel. And make sure that piston is all the way to the top, while both of these are closed or open. Good, it's not leaking oil, because remember when I first took this out, this thing was covered in Earl. Then we cleaned it out and all that. I was pretty close. It's right. It's almost there. Almost, see? Moved out a little. See how it goes in, and in, out, back in. That's it, right there. That's top dead center. See? It feels okay, guys. You know, usually it's like super loose and stuff, but it seems aight. 4. Yeah, it's a little loose. 6. Yeah. Alright, okay, so it's a little loose. Alright. I gotta get an Allen key. Did I say Allen? I meant Torx. So basically you find a wrench that perfectly fits on that. This one's close enough, right? And you find your Torx bit. And that's the exhaust, so it's at 6. I'm going to do the exhaust first. So you see how loose that is? Just like things through it, and it's just, there's no resistance at all, you know? Like, it's barely touching, you know? So what we want to do is we want to tighten that, right? First we'll put this through here, loosen it, right? Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Loosen it. Doesn't seem very loose though. Turn the torque stain to loosen it, right? And turn the big bolt in. That was way too much. Alright, so now I got the feeler gauge in there. I'm turning it along with it while moving it. Got natural oil on there too, you know what I'm saying? So you see? Now I'm feeling resistance. See? That's good resistance. Not too tight. That's good. Takes a little bit of getting used to. I only started doing valve adjustments somewhat recently. I was intimidated by it, you know. So you hold that right where it is. Don't freaking move it because it's like very precise, you know what I mean? You just hold it there and then tighten this bolt again. It works. That should be it for the exhaust. Close enough. Yeah, that's good. You know what? It's still a little loose. It's pretty good though. You know what? I'm gonna just turn it just a little bit more because it'll drive me crazy. Hold it there. Listen it. Tighten a little bit more. Yeah. All right. That's much better. Yeah. Move your hand, Henry. Can't see. Yep. That's good. Did you guys say that's good? That's good, right? That's it. And so that was 6. Some people do it at 5, so in that case that would be perfect, you know. It's not the space shuttle. It's just valves. Alright, so here's the 4. Yep, 4. That's super loose, see? I'm just doing it like maybe, you know what I mean? That's pretty good. That's too loose. That's pretty good. Hold that. Perfect. See that? Good. That's good. That's it. The valves are done. Dunsky. Yeah. Put the spark plug back in. Spark plug. don't like these little thin spark plugs. I feel like the thicker ones give off better electricity or something. Otherwise, why is it so much thicker, right? I'm sure it's the same. And I don't know what I'm talking about. So that's it. The gasket's in good shape. I'm going to tighten the spark plug. That's it. You don't want to over tighten the spark plug. Alright, where's that goddamn towel? Alright, here we go. So on the bottom here, a lot of drippage and sputz. Like a big lump of sludge there. You don't want that big lump of sludge right in the way of the gasket. Or like they say in Chicago, Illinois, gasket. I love my Packers. Packers. What have they done lately? Oh, sorry, Tony Vento. By the way, correction on, shout out to Tony Vento. He's not from Texas. He ain't no Longhorn. He's a Badger. Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Sludgeage. As much of the sludgeage as you can get out of here. It's just going to get coated with Earl, so don't go crazy. Just most of the bad oil in there. And lightly, you can see that the gasket. It's a good gasket though, rubbery. Yeah, I won't need to replace that because look, it's like new. Yeah, words. OHV. On Henry's video. Yeah. OHV. On Henry's video. That's right. See, I know everything. How did Briggs and Stratton know my name was Henry, though? And how did the guy who sold me this tractor know that I was going to do video? God, it's amazing sometimes, you know? I don't know how people know these things. They're so smart. Freaking rights boys. Oh! I apologize. You know, I don't know how that guy has 224,000 subscribers. I mean, I watched it a little while and I thought it was kind of funny. But lately it's just like, what the hell is he doing? Oh, son of a gun. You know what I mean, man? I mean, the video is like 8 minutes long or 12 minutes long, right? And he just walks around his shop, right? Oh, get this. So he's in Canada, which, by the way, I love, you know, love Canada. You guys saw my trip to Quebec. It was absolutely fantastic. Love it. And he's got a snowblower, but you see him always plowing, and he's got like a couple of plow trucks, right? But he takes a shovel, and he's shoveling and pushing the snow. Take your snowblower out. Damn it. And by the way, did you guys read his comments? They're like 90% hate comments. Yet, he has 226,000 subscribers. I bet you he acts like that just so people watch anyway. To watch what a goof he is. Not to mention the fact that you guys know he buys like these crap pickup trucks. Mostly Dodge, right? And the only one that starts up all the time is his Ford. You know, the plow truck. It's So he spends all this money getting like 5 or 6 diesel Ram trucks, right? None of them work right. He takes parts from it to make one. And that one still isn't finished yet. Unbelievable. I mean, I don't get it. Maybe I should do that to get more subscribers. Do like stupid shit and people will watch. And then badmouth you in the comments. But he's still watching. He's got some, he could be the most smartest guy in the world or luckiest, you know what I mean? Because with 226,000 subscribers, the amount of hits he gets every day, I don't need to tell you how much money he's making from Google. Anyway, so that's a valve job right there. I guess I'm gonna start it up and check it out. Remember, that carburetor still sucks, right? It's still going to surge and doesn't run right. So I'm going to see what this valve job did. Oh, you know what would help? God damn it. Always forget that shit. What do you guys think? Think it'll run better? Parking brake. Full choke. Here we go. It's a pretty low idle, and it does sound better, right? But I think that it's starving for air, and it's the fuel adjustment screw that needs to be adjusted, you know, to get it just tuned right. But like I said, I can't do it with this carburetor, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to take that carburetor off and clean the Scott Keller one. Put that on. But the engine does sound better though. It would have stalled yesterday if I didn't under this there you go. On that idle setting right there. So it's definitely running better. Sounds a lot better too. But that carburetor needs attention. Wouldn't you guys agree? Yeah. So, I'm going to change the carburetor now. That's the Scott Keller carburetor. And I'm going to try to do this without taking the shroud off. You know what I mean? I'm just going to let it roll. Take this fuel line off. These are the studs for this. Here's the carburetor. I don't need that. It's in pretty rough shape. I mean, this is loosely moving. You see there's a lot of white powdery stuff. That's a mixture of gas and water. Gasket's okay. Important part is this fuel mixture screw. Doesn't seem to turn freely though either. Watch me break this too. Alright, okay, moves. Choke. Still feels rubbery. Where's that screwdriver? This is not a screwdriver. See what I mean? When you need something, you can't find it. Just had it yesterday. Sons of bitches. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to use this damn thing. Shouldn't be tight because we took this off yesterday to check it out. And we don't want this bowl either, remember? Why don't we want this bowl? Because this bowl is the solenoid one. I don't want that. You know, it's not bad though. I hate the Nicky carbs. I think this is a Nicky. Oh! Should have that ashtray, watch. Couldn't find the ashtray because it was stuck somewhere. So it's stuck right on the pin. Float bowl. Needle's good. It's good. Surprising. Needle's in good, like almost new. Good shape. Yeah, there's a Nicky. Better remember how I did that. So I'm just going to blow this stuff out, guys. Right here. I want to make sure you can see. Better. Alright, so I'm not going to use carb cleaner because I've had really good luck with this. This is another plug for Lucas Oil Products. This is their contact cleaner. This is almost like that GCV electronics cleaner or something like that. I used this to clean my stator last time. My God, it works so well. Definitely wear safety glasses because the shooting stream is so big, so strong. Look at that stuff come off. And I think this is safer for the gaskets. You know how carb cleaner, when you do it, your gaskets blow up like a balloon and you'll never get that stuff back in again, you know? But I think this is actually safe for the gaskets, which is really good. I'm going to get holes. Ooh. Just shot my groin. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, look at that. See? Here. Look how many damn holes there are, man. Didn't seem to go anywhere. Emulsion tube, muy importante. That's clear. Come on. So, much cleaner now. The stream of this bottle is so strong. So look at here, guys. Here's a kind of a risky thing for me to do. While this is very sensitive, I want to clean inside there, so I want to take this fuel mixture screw out. So watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So I know you don't really need to do that, but I just kind of want to know about where I took it out. 28 half turns. It's a good thing I did, because look at this. That needs to be sharp and clean. And that thing needs to be clean. Uh-oh. In there. So technically when you're doing that, it's 2.5 turns in to set, right? No, you turn it all the way in till you can't turn it anymore. And you back it out 2.5 turns. That's the standard for how to set it for an adjustment. I see. It's that little hole right there is where it ends up. Oh, that works though. That's pretty clean. There's that thing. Aha! Wired bristle brush. Good. Get the spring. look, crap inside there. For really dirty carburetor jobs, you're going to use up a whole can. This was actually half a can. I used this for that stator, remember? Still feels pretty full. So this had a lot of compressed air in it because the stream is, like I said, very powerful. You want a powerful stream. That goes with life too, you know? Incontinence! Look at that. Look how trashed my glove is, man. Tells you how harsh these chemicals are. Gotta wipe it off my hands. Alright, I'm gonna just blow this one a little bit. This is clean, so I don't want to mess that up. Wow. Could have just wiped it off, you know what I mean? But I wanted to show how great these Lucas products are. And honestly, guys, I'm not doing it just because they're a sponsor. I love the sponsorship with Lucas Oil because their products are premier. They're all good products, you know? Yeah, they're a premium, so guess what? They're a little bit more expensive than the average Joe, you know? You get what you pay for. They coined that phrase for a reason. Did I put that on right? Alright. So I'm just going to reassembly this. Not reassemble, reassembly. You know what? I might have to poke some holes. I'm going to get my torch tip cleaners, clean out that hole. Have it at the ready. Torch tip cleaners. There's 3 holes on the emulsion tube. It's clear, but I just want to make sure there's no spitz in between it. You guys know what spitz is? I know you don't. I believe it's Jewish slang. We have a lot of Jews in New York. Spitz, schlep, sputz. You guys get the picture. We blew this out earlier, so we know it's clear, and I could see it. See that? Let me get the really thick one, put it through there. You see it? Yep, that's pretty clean. And a gasket is not blowing up like it normally would with carb cleaner. Alright, that's good. Alright, so I think this one went in, right? How did that go? Alright, I'm just looking at the hole here, right? That's where the needle seats. So fuel goes into this, right? And comes out that hole. So you gotta match up that hole. Man, I don't know. It's difficult to match it up exactly, you know what I mean? I mean, if you're off by like a smidgen... Oh, I see. You can only put it in that way. You can't even turn it. See? You can only go there. Oh, yeah, that's good. So now you have peace of mind that you put it in right. Because look, you can't even turn it. So it's supposed to go in like that. Sure. Here's the pin. Oh, it's in. So, blow. Nothing happens. Let it hang. See that? It's hanging with gravity. It's open, right? But when this thing fills up, the bowl fills up with fuel, it stops the flow of fuel. But you never can tell with the gravity-fed kind, so you always put a, what? That's right, a fuel shutoff valve. They're like a couple of bucks. Just go get one. Or two, or a box of 10. There's a lot of powdery stuff there. Not anymore, because I use Lucas Oil Contact Cleaner. Alright, that carburetor is pretty damn clean. All we need to do now is put the float bowl from this onto there, and then just substitute this to that. I know I'm going to step on this. Alright, now I'm going to take this thing apart on the machine. The machine, man. Alright, so now I'm over here. I'm going to take off this exhaust manifold. Intake manifold. Oh, son of a gun. Guess what I forgot? See that? I almost forgot such an important piece. I guess I'm not going to count the 28. I'm just going to screw it in all the way until I can't screw it anymore and then back it out 2.5. You know, that was almost all the way in, because I couldn't turn it before, remember? So that's all the way in, I think. So now I'm going to go... Okay, ready? 1. That's 1 full turn. 2, 3. Give or take. You'll adjust that when it's running. So that's backed out 2.5 turns. Okay? Don't move. Oh, that's right. Of course I have the wrong one.
Henry, you shouldn't use that. You shouldn't use that.
I won't.
You shouldn't use that either.
Too bad, I'm gonna use it. Whatever works. Know what I mean? Take off the damn breather hose. It's on there. Find the screw. Oh, I'll put on the pinches. The pinches. Or fuel clamp. Hose clamp. Fuel line. Hey, would I be able to take it off like this? Ooh. Niceage. See, I was going to try to do this without taking off the shroud, the engine shroud. It's a pain in the yum-yum. There's a choke. There's a twist for the throttle and the tension spring. Come on, man. Let's go, yeah. Good. Stay there. All right. Take out the studs. You guys can't even see that. I'm sorry. I want this bowl, remember? Of course, I backed the mower into the garage and it stopped raining. Of course. Oh, shoot. You know what? That's a better bowl. Oh well. Yeah. Okay. Here's the carburetor that we just cleaned. I don't think it matters which way it goes in. I'm going to use this bowl. Good fit. These are both OEM. They're not copies. Although I believe the Chinese do make a copy. See what that says here? Nikki. Right there. Briggs & Stratton, Nikki. A collaborative partnership between Nikki of Japan and Briggs and Stratton. Scranton, Pennsylvania. So, one of my longtime subscribers, Alan Marshall. Cramden's Delicious Marshall. Oh man, that was a good one. Alan Marshall from Cramden's Delicious Marshall. Hey, that's dog food. What? Why would my wife make dog food? I don't know. I may be wrong, Anybody can make a mistake. But I'll tell you who will tell you. Charlie. He raises dogs. Hey, Charlie, try this. Smell this. You know what that is? Sure, I use this every day. It's dog food. Dog food? Why would my wife make dog food? Anyway, Alan Marshall. I knew a Bill Marshall, that's why I keep saying Bill. Alan Marshall, one of my long time, he started following me back in the beginning, you know, good guy. He has his own channel too. Go check out Bill Marshall's channel. He does exactly what I do. But he doesn't show me the fixes. He just shows after it's fixed, you know? Hey, Alan, how come you never show us how to fix it, you know? Either way, man, I love you. Anyway, he told me, hey, Henry, why don't you put on the old muffler from the Scott Keller machine onto this one. That way you won't burn a hole in your hood. And another guy said that too. I think his name is Ross. Anyway, listen, man, I would love to do that. But you guys know from... What am I trying to say here? Can't think at the same time. The bolts with the heat and the rust and all that. I just put some penetrating oil on both of the assemblies here, this one and that one, and it's not budging at all, guys. Not a one. So I don't want to mess up perfectly or two perfectly good mufflers, you know what I mean, that are on engines already, you know. If it was in better condition, I would say probably I would try that. However, the case is that it is highly likely that I will strip something and freak up both of them. You know what I mean? And that would definitely not be worth it. Definitely not. So I'm not going to switch mufflers. If I have to drill a hole in the hood, I will. No, I won't do that. Where are the bolts? Henry, it wouldn't be prudent for you to put that on first. You should put on the other thing first. Alright, I'm just... This is even fit. I'm not tightening it, just getting it on there. Oh, alright. Did I tighten these studs? Yeah. Yep, you're right. I shouldn't have put them on. Oh man, you live and you learn. You should put that on first. You'll have no room to move. Honestly. So you guys like this better, watching the whole damn thing? No, man. I'd be bored. Because not everything goes like clockwork, you know? Something screws up. I guess that's interesting to watch, is that when it screws up, you know? I tell you, it makes for a lot of a lot of content, though. That's for sure. And less editing. I'm all for less editing. All right, so choke is on here. That's on there. Stick that in the hole. Breather hose. Got to feel around for it because you definitely can't see it. If you do it enough, you'll know what to feel for. That's in life too, you know. Oh man, look. Ah, okay, good. All right, it's in there. Just thinking. Oh, by the way, guys, this thing here, do you see this? Remember what I was saying, what that was? I said this one is not on the other one, right? This is for that gas tank. You know, the gas tank, it goes on there. Why is that so tight? That was pretty tight. I don't know about that. Alright, so let's see the linkages here. Smooth. Good. Alright. That wasn't too bad, right? Fuel. Hose clamp, pinchers, unpinch, round it off. Fuel should now be flowing freely to the carburetor, slowly filling up. I'm going to start it up and we're going to adjust it now. Oh, sorry, that was rolling. All right, whatever. All right, here we go. We have did a valve lash, clean the carburetor, put the new carburetor, the clean carburetor on here, one with an adjustment, fuel adjustment screw. Gave it an oil change. And here we go. Full choke. Any fuel, guys. Great. I can figure it out. I took the bowl off and took this off. That center there, I think it's clogged. I forgot to needle it. Gotta needle it. It was completely clogged. I don't know how I missed that. Well, you didn't see me do this earlier, so that's how I missed it. It wasn't getting any fuel that way. There we go. See the hole? Alright, so just put the bowl back, clean that hole. One I missed. It's flowing, I hope. How about that, guys? Man, oh man. That's fantastic, man. Did you guys see that difference, man? I'm so glad that I got that on film, you know what I'm saying? It showed exactly what to do, you know? As you saw, once we did start it, it wouldn't start, right? And I had to take the bowl off and clean that hole. Once I cleaned the hole, started right up, right? Once it started right up, you saw that it kept on surging and surging and surging, right? So I turned that screw all the way in, the adjustment screw, one that I couldn't do with the other carburetor, right? Because it was busted. So now that I was able to adjust it, right? I turned it all the way in and it was just surging really badly. I let it out probably almost 5 turns, I think, you know, and then it stopped surging and it started running really well at high throttle, right? And then because of that, we lowered the throttle to idle all the way down to the slowest point, right? And it was still running kind of fast. So that's when you take a flathead screwdriver or whatever and you adjust the idling screw and you idle it to where it's idling just before it stalls, you know, maybe a little bit more, you know. And man, oh man, man, started right up, runs great, idles great, stokage. Seriously, that was cool. I'm glad that, you know, you guys talked me into basically, you know, keeping the video on the whole time, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have, you know, people wouldn't have that experience of seeing exactly how it works, you know what I mean? So this was a very productive video. I mean, I'm stoked about it, seriously. And I think moving forward, my videos will be more incorporating the actual steps and in trial and error and doing all the things that I've done so far, you know. But while it was quite a lot of work, you know, taking apart that carburetor, cleaning the dirty one, using, you know, different parts for it, whatever, you know, and putting it on, it really wasn't all that bad. I didn't have to take that cowling off, you know. But that worked out great, man. I'm going to put the hood on and get the lights fixed. So how do you like that angle, huh? Good angle. Anyway, since it's a gravity-fed gas tank, right? You worry about seasonal changes in the temperature where it could affect the ethanol inside here that gums up. What happens if it gums up is that it may get in between the needle and the seat of your carburetor and therefore loosen it a little bit, and therefore gas will trickle into your carburetor, into the intake manifold, and into your crankcase, and then the fuel gets into your oil, and then it dilutes the oil, and then you start your engine up and it blows. You know what I mean? Because the oil's viscosity is not strong enough or thick enough to properly lubricate the innards of the engine. And that's what sometimes, hey, maybe that's what happened to the original engine of this one, you know what I mean? It was filled with the gas and he started it up and drove it for a little bit and then it just died. That could have been it, you know? So I'm going to put a fuel shutoff valve on this line over here so that once you're done mowing, switch it off. Just like you turn the key off, you can do another turn this off. So now you know, peace of mind, gas is not flowing into the carburetor and getting into your oil. So I've pinched it off, right? And I've got this fuel shutoff valve from ProPartsDirect.net. They sent me about 10 of them to try. And this gives me an opportunity to show you how to put it on. And go check out ProPartsDirect.net. They didn't give me any hose clamps. Next time, if you guys send me anything, please send me stuff that, you know, I'm going to be able to use so I don't have to find 2 more hose clamps. But that's okay. I appreciate it anyway. So we're just going to put it in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it. And right around midway here, fuel's going to come out. The excess that was inside the hosage. You put a hose clamp on one side of it. And you want it to be snug, which this is, right? And you simply, there's an O there for off, right? There's an arrow there that shows the flow. Gas is flowing from the right side through here to the carburetor. So that's the arrow right there. See that? There you go. See the arrow? And the O? Alright. simply shove it on here. And because this takes up, I don't know, I'd like it to be free-flowing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to cut an inch off of this line here, just so that the length is proper. You don't have a dip in it. Because with gravity feeds, you can't have any dips. This clamp is a little bit bigger, so holy cow! I have to go find that. So I found it, zipped into my underneath my go-kart. So be careful when you tighten it like that. Hold on to it. And then you attach this to that. Hope it's not too short now. Perfect. I like to have no slack, you know, especially when you have gravity fed stuff. Move your hand, Henry, you can't see. All right. And there's the axis right there, see? So when the, you can see when the valve is, see now this hose clamp is too tight, so it won't even fit over it unless you wiggle it. Wiggle it just a little bit. Man, that's tight. That's good. It's not going to go anywhere. So in summary, these pinchers are actually pretty good. So right here, it's shut off. See what I'm saying? Fuel shut-off valve. Actually, that should be on, right? The fuel shut-off valve is on, therefore it's shut off. If the fuel shut-off valve is off, then it means it's on. 2 negatives equals a positive, right? But anyway, as long as you know that this is vertical, so just think of it as a gate, right? If it's a vertical, it's a gate that is closing this line. To open the line, you do it like that, so fuel can flow through the line. Following what I'm saying? Yeah, so my battery power is low. That's what it's telling me right now. So that's a fuel shutoff valve installed in, I don't know, 2 minutes. You know what I mean? And they don't cost a lot of money, you know, a few bucks. I get them really cheap from eBay, from China. I wait like a month to get them, but nevertheless, I think I paid like, I don't know, 40 cents each or something. I bought like 20 of them at a time. It's like $11. And they come with these things. But be careful when you buy stuff from China, because sometimes the sizes don't match. Like sometimes these clamps are too tight, like this one. This is from China. Alright, I'm going to put the hood on, and then put the lights on. Alright, so I got the hood out. Some of you guys might have seen a couple of drips coming out of the carburetor. I saw that too. I didn't turn the bolts, the nuts tight enough to put the bowl on, so I took a stubby screwdriver, got better grippage, and I was able to turn it half a turn each, so now it's not dripping anymore. By the way, that was a reminder for me to put the fuel shutoff on. That's easy. Whoa. Look at the tripod on the seat. Look at that view, huh? It's an unprecedented view. Alright, so this wire is disconnected from... Oh, this one has a bulb. That one doesn't have a bulb. It's just positive and negative. Should it matter? I don't think it matters. Does it matter? Oh, okay, so look, one is thinner to match perfectly. I believe that is the negative. No, negative is the thicker one. Yeah. You find a bulb. Now I know this bulb works because I took this off of the my GT6000, the one that was painted green. This is it. So I know this one works. So because you guys talked me into getting LED lights for it, man, oh man, am I happy I did that because it looks fantastic. I'm just gonna leave this here like that. I'm gonna start up the engine and see if it lights up. Here's some gurgling, guys. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's up with that. Seems like there's too much compression going. Why would that be? So there's a lot of gurgling inside. You hear it. Alright, I think it's loose now. I don't know why before. See that? I don't know why it's doing that. I am perturbed. You know what? I'm gonna have to blow out that. I think there's some kind of hydro lock in there. Just remove the spark plug, and it's oily. I'm gonna blast that out. Damn, a lot of stuff came out, man. You know what? It's gas. It's gas. There's a lot of gas in there. I think one of the light bulbs worked. I'm going to put the spark plug back in. I think I'm going to need another light bulb because I only see one of them working. I hear gurgling. Alright, here we go. Isn't it starting? once you shut it off, turn the fuel shutoff off. I'm going to let it sit for a little while and I'll try it again later, but I don't know why it filled the chamber with all that fuel, unless the valves are stuck open or the needle was stuck on the carburetor, you know, so that carburetor could be a little funky still. I mean, it seems to run really well, but I think there's a seating problem with that, you know, which is why we have the fuel shutoff valve, you know. So man, oh man, that was fun. Not really. No, that was fun. But this tractor looks great, man. Doesn't really need much, you know. It's in pretty good shape. I think he hit a tree or something because it's kind of bent over here. It's not like completely lined up perfectly, you know. How about it? How about these lights? I'm gonna clean those lights. You know, the lenses are all dirty and stuff like that. Sounds like, it looks like he left it in the outside elements. Anyway, so perfect timing. We got it all done. What do? Okay, we got lights now, right? We put the hood back on. We adjusted the valves. We exchanged the carburetor using some of the parts from the old one and the new one, right? We have a carburetor with a fuel adjustment screw, which allows the tractor to run nice, right? And oh, did an oil change. Did quite a bit, guys. So I hope you enjoyed part 2 of my Craftsman Lt1500 free tractor find. So far, I haven't spent any money on it, except for maybe some, maybe that fuel valve, but I didn't pay for it. I got it from ProPartsDirect.net, and also I used some contact cleaner from Lucas Oil Products. So all the stuff that I get, I do a shout out for all the companies that send me stuff, and you know, they all work well. You know, if it doesn't work well, I'll tell you it doesn't work well, and then it wouldn't be good. But so far so good, man. Everything's good. Taught you how to adjust the valves. Not that I'm an expert at it, but I kind of know how to do it. And we're good to go on this, man. I just need to clean this thing up a little bit, clean up the lights. Man, this thing's ready to sell. My next episode, I'll probably do that. I'll put the bagger system on, clean it up, clean up the lights and all that stuff. But thanks a lot for following me on this journey again. It was some interesting parts of this. You know what I'm saying? See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. I couldn't stand it. I have to clean them now. Hey guys, support my channel. Buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys.